Good morning, students. My name is GVR Lakshman Rao, lecturer in mining engineering, Government Polytechnic, Bellanpalli. Under the topic explosives and blasting practice, in previous classes we learned classification of explosives and high explosives, low explosives, comparison, constituents. Now we are going to learn properties of high explosives. The main aim of this lesson is you will be able to explain, or you will be able to answer the questions like what are high explosives and what are its properties, like that. Before entering into the topic, I would like to recap what we learned in the last class. It is very much necessary before entering into the topic directly. It is better to have some recap. In the last class, we learned or discussed the comparison between low explosive versus high explosive. As all of you know that what is low explosive and what is high explosives. High explosives. These two are having different definitions. The comparison is almost all high explosives are formed because of the reaction of organic matter with nitric acid. There is no doubt in it. If you see cellulose compounds reacted with nitric acid, benzene reacted with nitric acid, naphthalene, toluene, phenol, glycerin, ammonia. All these comes under the category high explosives. The main difference is low explosive is a mechanical mixture, whereas high explosive is a chemical mixture or chemical compound. Each material in the low explosive is not an explosive, whereas in high explosive it is the compound of, it is a chemical, because it's a chemical compound. Every constituent present in the high explosive is an explosive. The blasting is done in low explosive by safety fuse, whereas a detonator detonates or initiates the explosion in high explosives. In low explosives, the decomposition of reaction of components, there is a slow decomposition reaction of components. Here the decomposition of chemical compounds at high speed, almost instantaneously. Within no time the decomposition will take place. That's why the low explosive will give heaving effect. because of the decomposition of the matter, a material, in the very slowly. Actually, we cannot say it is slowly, but when compared with high explosive, it is slower. Thus, because of the gradual increase of the pressure, it shows some heaving effect, whereas in high explosives, shattering effect. Shattering effect means within no time the explosion will take place. The pressure buildup due to decomposition of material present in low explosive due to burning of material grain to grain. After burning of one grain, it carries the flame to the another grain. So lot of time will take. The pressure buildup is sudden as goes from due to gases formed due to decomposition, which are large in volume and sudden. Okay. Due to gradual rise in pressure, there is heaving effect. Due to sudden rise in pressure, it creates high explosives or creates shattering effect. The velocity of propagation of flame is few meters per second, whereas the velocity of propagation few kilometers per second. Yesterday we discussed this one. The safety fees used for explosion of low explosives is it burns at a particular rate nearly 120 seconds per meter. To burn 120 meters, 1 meter, it takes 2 minutes of time. So lot of time is available here. The velocity of detonation is few kilometers per second. You can almost high explosives are exploded by applying the shock. So this shock travels from one place to another place within no time, or kilometers, 4.5 kilometers, like that. The velocity of propagation few minutes per second. Okay, it is fired by safety fuse, it is fired by detonator. The lumps are formed and dust produced is less. The fragmentation and the dust formation is more, because it is having less pressure and as well as it is having heaving effect. The breakage of rock takes place in the form of lumps. So high boulders will form, whereas the velocity of the fragmentation, because of production of heavy pressure, high pressure, lot of pressure, the energy released in the high explosives are more. Because of that, the breakage of the fragmentation level in high explosives is more, Because of the fragmentation is more, it produces lot of dust. Lot of dust. It produces long duration smoke and produces flame of long duration. Smoke and gases produced is more. The material present in the low explosives is, it's a mechanical mixture only. Each grain carry flame from one grain to another grain. Because of that, during blasting, some of the flagrants are some of the explosive will not burn after explosion. Also, some of the grains will, you can see, of burning grains. Flame does not last long. Smoke and gases produce more in case of high explosives. The various properties of high explosives is these gases property means what are its characteristics and properties, what are the peculiarities of high explosives. Now we are going to deal. High explosives generally, after burning, the gases produced is 2000 to 4500 times in terms of volume of explosive. Thus, it creates the pressure of 1500 kg per centimeter square to 2500 kg per centimeter square. Try to imagine how the explosive works is. In high explosives, every explosive will convert into gases. The solid form will convert into gases. The conversion of huge volume of gases, the conversion is nearly 1 gram of explosive. If it is having 1 unit value, after explosion this value becomes 2000 to 4510 times. If 1 liter of explosive exploded, then it creates 4500 liters of gas. The volume is increased. If the space is same, what happens? It creates more pressure. This pressure is equal to 1500 kg per centimeter square to 2500 kg per centimeter square. Try to imagine in 1 centimeter square area, area will be expressed in terms of centimeter squares. Okay, if you see the distance of 1 centimeter, if you take 1 centimeter square, a square of 1 centimeter side, if you put 2500 kgs of weight in that particular small place, how much pressure it creates is equal to the pressure created by high explosive is same. Are you catching my point? At the same time, the temperature of explosion, while exploding, every explosive will burn. Are you catching my point? After explosion, every explosive burns. During explosion means burning, that's all. Whenever it burns, it produces some temperature. There is nothing controversy in it. While burning, it creates 2000 to 3100 degrees centigrade. These what I am saying is all these are the properties of high explosives. It produces 2000 to 3100 degrees centigrade. Another most important one is velocity of detonation. Velocity of detonation is nothing but the rate at which the detonation wave passes through the column of explosion. Suppose in underground coal mines, the column of explosives, 2 or 3 cartridges are put in the hole. In case of open cast mining, the explosive column's length is very, very high. Some of the times it will be few meters. Are you catching my point? It will be some few meters. If it takes, what my intention is, how the velocity of detonation works. I want to tell how the velocity of detonation works. If 1 kilometer, 10, 15 meters or 20 meters of column of explosive is there, if it burns slowly, it will not give effect. If it burns very, very speed, if the velocity of detonation is speed or very fast, then it creates more effect than it burns slowly. Okay, so the velocity of detonation in high explosives is 2000 meters per second to 5000 meters per second. 2000 meters equal to 2 kilometers. In 1 second, 2 kilometers column of explosive will, the detonation wave passes through the column of explosive in 2 kilometers in 1 second. The decomposition of explosives will be completed within 1 second, 2 kilometers column also, up to the highest VOD is 5000 meters per second. This is one of the major property of high explosives. Earlier I said various constants of explosives. To form an explosive, first one, the combustible material is required. In case of high explosives, cellulose compounds are used as combustible materials, that is wood meal, fiber, sulfur, charcoal, glycerin, like that. Oxidizing agents are nothing but these are the suppliers of oxygen. These are the suppliers of oxygen. For burning of anything in the nature, the only and only element to support or the fire is oxygen. Without oxygen, any material will not burn. Oxygen itself will not burn. Are you catch my point? Oxygen will support to burn anything. If you see CH4, methane will burn. Itself it burn. But whereas oxygen will not burn. If oxygen burns, what happens? If you light a matches, the entire oxygen present in the surrounding atmosphere, if it burns, what happens? Nothing will be there. Are you catching my point? Oxygen itself cannot burn. Oxygen itself, it cannot burn. It supports burning. For that purpose, the constants present in the explosive must have a supplier of oxygen. Those are called oxidizing agents. Oxidizing agents will supply the oxygen while burning the material present or explosible in explosives. Almost all nitrates, sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate, ammonium nitrate, these are the oxidizing agents. They will supply the oxygen. Stabilizers, it gives the stability to the explosive. Magnesium and calcium of salts. Magnesium and it gives the stability to the explosive. Anti-setting agents like to prevent the caking of salts. The material present in the explosive if it cakes, or if it became a solid state, it will not work properly. It loses its properties. It will not give sufficient efficiency or sufficient energy. So, anti-setting agents are also required. Metallic powders, sensitizers like metallic powders are also present in the at the same time, cooling agents are also required. These cooling agents absorb the, as already I told that as already I said that it, while explosion, it produces 2000 to 3100 degrees centigrade. If the temperature is not absorbed by anything, this temperature burns the material present around the area. So, a cooling agent is required to absorb the temperature present in it. Like chlorides, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sodium fluoride, potassium fluoride, calcium fluoride. These are. Yesterday, what are the cellulose compounds, what about nitrobenzene, phenol, all those are covered. Today, nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin is a glycerin or glycol, C3H5OH taken thrice. It is a thick color liquid. It is available in three consistencies: gelatinous, semi-gelatinous and powdery. Gelatinous, semi-gelatinous and powdery. Gelatinous is in the form of thick paste. If the nitroglycerin is in the form of thick paste, we can say it is as gelatinous. If the paste in semi liquid state, then we call it as semi-gelatinous. If it is in powdery form, powdery, in these types, this nitroglycerin is available. It is in sweet taste. It is in sweet taste. It is obtained by decomposition of fats and oils during the soap and candle making. This is very important. That's why I am telling once again. It is in sweet taste, nitroglycerin. It is in sweet taste. It is obtained by decomposition of fats, oils during soap and candle making. Soap and candle making. When these fats and oils, when these are treated with nitric acid. It will produce C3H5OH taken thrice. This is nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin is oily fluid. It is very sensitive to shock. If you applied a small shock to it, it will explode, and it is very dangerous to handle also because its sensitivity while going or while handling this nitroglycerin, if it falls from height, because of its sensitivity, explosion will take place. So it is very sensitive to handle. The detonation temperature for nitroglycerin is 3150 degrees centigrade. It reacts with skin and causes headache. The sensitivity of nitroglycerin freezes. If the temperature falls, it freezes. If it freezes, its sensitivity is further increased. So, it can freezes at 8 degrees centigrade. To avoid the freezing explosive designated by such prefix as polar, polar waking, polar special gelatin, etc. These are more sensitive to friction by and impact. If the temperature of nitroglycerin decreases, it is more sensible, its sensitivity further increases. Its specific gravity is 1.6, freezing point is 13 degrees centigrade. Dinitroglycol is usually uses for low freezing of nitroglycerin. Itself, dinitroglycol is also an explosive. So, if an explosive is having the name like polar waking, polar gelatin, polar special gelatin, like that, it is mixed with dinitroglycol, it means. For avoiding the low freezing agent, to avoid the low freezing agent. This is about nitroglycerin. Most of the high explosives are nitroglycerin based. The another one is ammonium nitrate. Yesterday also, different high explosives at the time of as an example also I said various properties of ammonium nitrate also. Ammonium nitrate, ammonia gas is very active. You cannot find ammonia gas in nature because it is in the form of compounds, because of its high reactive capacity. Ammonium gas, you will not find only ammonium gas. It always reacts with the surrounding elements which is present around this ammonium. For forming ammonium nitrate, when ammonia gas reacts with the nitric acid, ammonium nitrate is formed. This product is an high explosive. According to this equation, though ammonium nitrate is more powerful than low explosive, it is not as powerful as Ng. It is slightly lesser than, in terms of power, it is slightly lesser than nitroglycerin, and its power is more than low explosive. Also, the use of ammonium nitrate as an explosive, it should be mixed with diesel oil, Ng or TNT. Either diesel oil or TNT or nitroglycerin, trinitrotoluene or nitroglycerin is added to act as an explosive. It decomposes like this. The another important one is ammonium is a cooling agent. Ammonium nitrate is a fuel, an oxidizer, a cooling agent. So there is no need to have different constituents to act as an high explosive, because every constituent is present, required constant is present in this only. Okay, so that's why it acts as an high explosive. This is the typical decomposition equation. 2NH4NO3 gives 4H2O plus 2O2 plus 2N2 plus 346 kilocalories per gram. This, it liberates oxygen, water, oxygen, nitrogen, and it gives some energy. This property comes into play for utilization of NH4NO3 ammonium nitrate. This is a white hygroscopic salt, easily soluble in water. A fertilizer grade can also used as an explosive. That's why terrorists are using ammonium nitrate as an explosive. Okay. The another high explosive is dynamite. It is a mixture of nitroglycerin and absorbent earth. It is a mixture of nitroglycerin with absorbent earth. This earth is Kieslinger, found in fresh water, and it contains 95% silica. Here its name is Kieslinger. Nitroglycerin is mixed with, if nitroglycerin is mixed with absorbent earth which is available in fresh water, this material is having 95% of silica. So dynamite contains nitroglycerin 40%, 40 to 75%, and Kieslinger earth is 45% silica. Earth is the remaining. Dynamite contains 40 and 60% nitroglycerin are produced to break soft and moderate hard rocks. Because it is a high explosive, it is used for various reasons. This is used for blasting hard rocks. Gelatinized explosives are used in watery holes. Dynamite contains 40% and 60% nitroglycerins are produced to break soft and moderate and hard rocks. This is used for blasting hard rocks also. Gelatinized explosives are used in watery holes. If watery holes are there, some gelatinized, some oily type of material is used to avoid the penetration of water. This is dynamite explosive. The another one is blasting gelatin. This blasting gelatin was discovered by Alfred Nobel in 1875. It is the most powerful of all the explosives. It contains 93 to 95% nitroglycerin and mixed with 5 to 7% colloid and cotton. It is in shortly called as BZ, blasting gelatin. It is used for blasting of hard rocks as quartz and hematite. Because blasting gelatin, it was discovered or it was invented by Alfred Nobel in 1875. It is also used for very hard rocks, very breakage of very hard rocks. Generally, the iron is available as hematite and magnetite. Hematite is very strong rock, iron rock. This is the hematite will be the blasting gelatin is used to break the iron rocks. It contains 93 to 95% of nitroglycerin and mixed with 5 to 7% colloid and cotton. In the short form, we call it as BZ. It is very resistive to action of water. It sweats in hot condition. If the temperature of the area is very high, sweating of this explosive will take place. Recommended to use in ventilated areas. This is high density gelatinous explosive with excellent storage quality, can be used under high pressure of water. Even in watery holes also it can be used. The another one is gelatin dynamite. This explosive, there is 80% blasting gelatin. It is mixed with potassium nitrate and sodium nitrate and wood meal. KNO3 and sodium nitrate are oxidizing agents and wood meal is combustible material. A small quantity of calcium carbonate is added as a stabilizer. It is used in the blasting of medium to hard rocks. Another type is gelatin dynamite. 80% again BZ is used and it is mixed potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate as an oxidizer. Calcium carbonate is added as stabilizer. This is also used for breaking medium to hard rocks. Special gelatin or polar special gelatin. These are gelatinous explosives. The special gelatin 90%, 80% and 60% are free from noxious gases. These are high density explosives with good storage property. These are low freezing explosives supplied in varying strength to suit blasting in hard to soft rocks. Whatever be the soft rock it may be, it can be used. It is used soft rock as well as hard rock also. These are low freezing explosives supplied in varying strength. special gelatin 80% and 60% are free from noxious gases. These are high density explosives. This contains This contains 60% Ng colloid cotton, 25% potassium nitrate, 7% wood meal and a small percentage of calcium carbonate and moisture. It is less violent than gelatin explosive used in non-gassy mines and quarry blasting. Open cast gelatin. It is gelatinous explosive. Gelatinous explosive is nothing but a paste like it is not a solid one, just a soft one. Contains nitroglycerin, nitrocotton and ammonium nitrate with very small percentage of absorbents. It is powerful high density explosive. It is water resistive. This product it is produced with a special requirement for blasting in overburden open cast mining. Its velocity of detonation is 2500 meters per second to 4000 meters per second. It's applied in 125 and 225 mm. Its weight is 5 kgs. The diameter of 125 and 225 mm. It is applied of weight 5 kgs and above weight cartridges. These are the various high explosives used in mines. Various high explosives used in mines. There are another 2 types of explosives are there. I will tell in the next class. Okay. Thank you. ముప్పై ఎనిమిది